Hello and welcome back to Stick to Fitness. I'm Hymsuen and I'm joined by my co-host Archie. And in today's episode, we're diving into the world of romance and reps, where the only thing more complicated than your workout split is your relationship status. So strap in because we're about to navigate the treacherous waters of date nights and leg days, couples therapy and physical therapy, and find out if in sickness and in health includes through bulking and cutting. All right, so Archie, tell me about it, man. What's the crack with the relationships and bodybuilding? Does it work? Is it possible?
Oh, I don't know. I've always sacked off my relationship whenever I've started a cut.
Do you think it matters whether it's a gym girl or just a regular? It's a regular girl.
It's a regular.
A mere mortal.
I don't know. I think for me, I couldn't train with my missus all the time.
No,
I wouldn't want to. That's like
separate times.
Yeah, that's my space. Like you don't have to be like into it or whatever.
Is it not nice to share something? Like, do something together.
You share other things though.
Yeah, but this is something that you like. Let's say your missus doesn't train right now. Right? I quite like it. So my missus, she didn't really train, and obviously I'm a personal trainer, so I'm going to teach her how to train as well. So it allows me to be able to teach her something, right? No, it's quite nice sharing something.
I don't know. Obviously we share a lot of things that are similar. Like we're both teachers, so we that sort of side of things. But in terms of training things, it's always been my thing.
Yeah.
And having
You don't think you could train with her?
I don't think, it's not just her.
Yeah.
I couldn't train with anyone that I was in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Couldn't. Been there, tried it, sacked it off. I can't. No, it's too much. Because you're just together then, kind of like all the time. And everything you do then kind of fell into being about training.
I think you might find it a little bit different with somebody who doesn't train.
But then that would also then, so like, for example, if you're training with your missus, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't really train. I don't know if does she want to train?
She enjoys it when we're there, but she's not like, she ain't going to talk about it afterwards.
No, but like, for example, so you're training with your missus, you're doing legs.
Yeah.
You're on the hack squat.
Yeah.
You're doing however many plates, she's doing no plates. Like that would just, if I was doing that with my friend or if I was doing it with anyone, that would just annoy me.
But because it's your wife,
it's just annoying me, still annoy me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it annoys me, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to do it because she can't do anything else.
But it's art, like, especially with training, because the variation of like how much you can do is just so different. So like if you're going to take up 6 sets to get to a working set and it's going to take her 1, well,
she's doing more volume, bro.
Yeah, more volume, but then it's just like the leveling of the gap in where she is compared to where you are. It's just, for me, it's just too...
It's large, yeah.
It's too big.
This is where you need to think and use your head, right?
But then would it not be better than for you if you went and trained by yourself, then went back to the gym with her to train her?
Yeah, it would be, but I don't have the time to do that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But then there's a compromise there from your part.
Yeah.
Where you're then going to sacrifice an element of possibly your training for her who's not really that into it. I'm not saying she doesn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
But that trade-off for me, for someone that's not exactly into it as much as me, for example, I don't know.
For me, it's a little bit like, well, she's not going to train if I don't.
Yeah, but not there. Wait, but you want her to train? Yeah, I know some guys that are like, no, my girlfriend, she has to train. She has to. And it's like,
not so much. I think it's better for her to do some sort of exercise than not to do exercise at all.
So we do other things. Like we go play golf together, for example.
I don't play no fucking golf, bro.
No, but we'll go and do.
Does she play golf?
If she's good.
She's good. Yeah. She's better than you.
I mean, it's not.
Did she play golf before you?
No, so she played when she was younger and stuff.
Okay.
Her sport was table tennis.
I swear.
She got good
She's
hand-eye.
Chinese, bro. I told you. That's why your son's name's Albert.
Yeah.
Chinese, man.
So she got she's got good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
So like she took me away for my birthday. We went to play, like, we stayed at like one of the championship courses up in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And I thought she booked it just for me to play and she was just going to come and walk.
Yeah.
And obviously we played like par 3 course stuff before and she's like, no, I'm going to play as well.
She smashed
I was like, all right, yeah, great. But you know what she does? Just hits it dead straight down the middle every time.
Really, it's like bowling. Boom.
Yeah, just straight down the middle.
But hole in one.
But that for me is more like, I prefer doing that together if we're going to do something.
Is that because you don't find yourself as advanced as she is?
No, I mean, I would say I'm more advanced than her at golf.
But no, like, the gap is not so large.
The gap is not.
Yeah.
Imagine going to, you're a 300 kilo plus deadlifter.
Yeah.
And you're going to go deadlift with your missus.
See, that's easy because we can have 2 bars. Actually, hack squatting's harder.
No, but then doing the 2 bar thing is like, okay, but you're going to do 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, 5 plate, 6 plate, 7 plate, 8 sets to get to 1 set.
She's doing 10 sets of 10, fam.
I don't know. It's just not. It's not for me. And I like having that time, not away, but having that time where it's just like, this is my thing. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And
it's a difficult. It was. I think of it. She hasn't trained now, but it was a difficult compromise, to be fair. And I had to. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I had to think a lot, and how I'm going to manage it, what makes sense.
Because I've even stopped training with people because of that reason.
Yeah.
But I don't train. I've not trained with anyone now for like over 2 years because, like, if we lived near each other, then yeah, that would be great to train together. But when you're training with people that aren't of that similar ilk, if you like, it is difficult, and not because they're your missus or it's your partner or whatever. It just makes it a lot more difficult. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind it. I think overall, like, I'm okay with it. Because you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? And over time,
of course, but you can start somewhere over there.
You can start somewhere else.
At another gym.
Yeah.
At another gym.
Yeah. Just don't involve me.
But I have to ask you, what's it like? Because like I said, I've never done it.
Okay.
What's it like prepping with a partner?
I think it's quite good, actually. My wife's very supportive.
Yeah, I think everything that we're talking about is going to come down to how supportive they are, what it is that you're trying to
She didn't experience my first prep. So my first prep, I was living in Singapore alone. So she didn't experience my first prep. I was a dickhead.
Really?
Miserable bastard. Just a wanker, really. So yeah, she probably would have broken up with me, if honest, if she experienced my first prep. Yeah. But yeah, I was very selfish around it, and I think because it's your first time, you don't really know what's going on, right? And it
was definitely harder to deal with the first time. Obviously, you do anything.
So I'm kind of glad that she wasn't there for it.
Yeah.
And then over time, obviously, you develop the understanding, like, oh, actually, yeah. But in that moment, you don't even realize how much of a dick you are until you kind of finish, and you're like, oh, actually, I was a bit of a prick.
Yeah, for sure.
And now, obviously, I'm better at calling myself you're older, whatever, right? So yeah, there is compromise, but I haven't. The last time I prepped, we didn't live together, either. So that's going to be interesting when we live together.
Okay,
you get more interactions because we weren't married at the time yet.
Yeah,
we got married during my prep, but
even that itself is just mad.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of women out there that would have not let you prep, but had the wedding the same week. Was it the same week?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same week that
after the wedding,
you were then going to go and do a bodybuilding show. Yeah. Don't think there's a lot of women that would have accepted that.
There's a few people actually got married. Mitch Jarvis, he won the fucking pro show.
Oh really? But I think that's what I think that comes down to if it's something that you're serious about having. Whether your partner's involved in training or whatever aspect of it is, having them just being supportive is always going to be key.
I mean, Mitch did a fucking better job than I did at it. But I think he got married maybe, I don't want to misquote him, but I think he got married at the start of, like, relatively early into his prep. Versus I was 10.
Yeah, you were deep. If I'm being honest with you, I can't see how you managed to do that. I
mean, people diet for weddings anyway, right? Same thing, really.
Yeah, but then on the whole lead up, maybe I'm just talking about what I'm like. I think that's where one of my struggles is. I've struggled to do anything else. So if I'm in, everything else is.
Don't mean I'll try to do other things, and probably it wasn't very good either.
Yeah.
And my wife organised the wedding. I didn't organise the wedding.
Yeah.
She did everything basically. So she wanted it how she wanted it, and I just said yes.
I do.
Yeah. I said yes, and
you asked her as well.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was more. We came to a mutual agreement to say, okay.
But you don't feel like getting married during your prep took anything away from either the wedding or
it definitely took away from my prep for sure.
Yeah, well, you said you were eating cake.
Yeah, I mean, come on, this didn't take away from your prep, right? But man, weddings come around once,
Yeah.
you know, and
Well, yeah. Should come
around once.
It should come
right?
around once.
If I can prep again.
Yeah, of course.
I can prep anytime I want, you know. So for me, no brainer, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's a lot.
It was just a bad timing to do.
Yeah,
It's just because I started my prep already the year
But
before.
at no point you thought, oh shit, maybe I should postpone this prep.
You're in too deep as well, and then you don't know until you do it. Now I probably would.
Yeah, but you knew that the wedding was going to clash, right? Because how far in advance did you book the wedding?
I think we did it in January, but I was already in like three months into prep.
Yeah, but 3 months is not really a long time, is it? Could have just been like a mini cut.
I don't know. For me, I was in it.
You
I
were
was
just
ready.
in.
I was ready to prep.
Okay.
So I just thought I can do this.
Well, it was good. You had a good season anyway, so
I mean, I won.
yeah, exactly.
So
That's what
but I
counts.
think what threw me off was the fact that I went to hospital more than the wedding.
Oh yeah, the allergic reaction.
Yeah, because I went to hospital.
That must have been a mad week for you.
I'll tell you what, I went. People don't know, but I went. We had the competition, and I went to hospital on the Monday. I had my stag on the Tuesday, and then competition was on the Sunday. I still won.
Still ate loads of cake and still won.
Yeah. So, I didn't do too bad on the stag, but it was chill. We didn't drink or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that hospital thing was a mad one.
Mm.
Mad.
What do you think about them guys that are like, oh no, my girlfriend, she needs to train, and then you look at them and they're like, do you even train? Like,
Does that happen?
genuinely. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are like, nah,
Really?
my girlfriend, they need to be doing this, doing that. But then you look at themselves and it's a bit like,
But maybe they just like the look of gym girls, right? That's their like, that's what they find attractive, perhaps. Because like everyone is attracted to different things, right? So maybe they're just attracted to gym girl, right? Some guys like that.
yeah.
So whatever floats their boat, right?
So what's the kind of barrier prepping? I think the thing that I would struggle with is like the going out to eat and
Yeah,
kind of putting that on hold would be.
Absolutely. I think it depends. Like me and my wife, we don't eat out often.
Do you know?
No, it's not a thing that we've ever done. We find other things to do apart from eating. That's going to be of value, right? Like,
I think that's what, if you are going to be prepping in a relationship, that's something that you have to kind of establish early on is, you know, we're not going to be able to.
Yeah. I think it's great. I think
It definitely gets you more creative, I would say,
Yeah,
just
you
from an
should.
outsider looking in.
your relationship should be built on more than just fucking eating
Yeah,
food.
food. Yeah.
Come on. Like, you telling me you don't know how to do anything else other than go out for a meal? I get that. Yeah, meal's easy and it's nice, right? Sometimes to finish off like a date or you're doing something else. But it doesn't have to be based around eating and drinking, you know?
I think that's a society thing, isn't it? It's that it has to be, wherever you do, there's got to be some sort of meal involved with more time an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah,
But it doesn't have to be, though. You're right. It doesn't have to be, because you can be creative.
for sure. You can go bowling, you can go to the cinema. The
Yeah.
cinema doesn't have to
Top
mean
golf.
that you don't have to drink alcohol. You don't have to eat food when you're watching. You don't have to eat popcorn.
So why do so many, like we see a lot online and from talking to people as well, that so many relationships tend to end kind of in that middle part,
The deep end of prep.
of a prep. So
Why does it happen?
why do you think that's kind of happening with people?
Selfishness.
That must be hard though, right? Because when you are dieting for like a bodybuilding show or whatever, you do have to have that. If you want to get in the best shape possible, you do have to have that element where it's like,
I think it's a push and a
you have
pull,
to be
isn't it?
selfish, yeah. But yeah, definitely.
Like you gotta. It's like it's a compromise, right? Like okay, I'm gonna do this, but there's gonna be some times where you gotta back off a little bit and give your wife or give your girlfriend something back as well, right? You
Can't all just be-
You can't just all be I'm prepping. That's it, and
Yeah,
you have
because-
to accept that.
Because when it's all said and done, once you a week after your show or whatever, and you're feeling normal again, ish, you're gonna want that your partner with you, aren't you?
For sure.
And kind of that's why you do tend to see then as well, is that kind of break up halfway through the prep and then afterwards to get back together.
I don't know about getting back together, but a lot of people break up during prep, right?
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what's that down to? Is that down to people not being aware of themselves or having that kind of conversation beforehand saying, listen, this is what I want to do.
Probably a bit of both.
This is what's going to probably happen.
I think prep has to be, like, let's say if you're already in a relationship or you have a wife or whatever, it's not just your own decision anymore.
Yeah.
You have to like, if I'm going to prep, I'm going to tell my wife.
You wouldn't just do a secret, like...
I'm fucking starting prep. I'm going to tell her...
You wouldn't just be like, slowly just start like transitioning away, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've been doing this for a couple of months now. I'm actually 12 weeks out from a show.
Yeah. Well, if you can do that and she hasn't noticed any difference, fucking well done to you. But a lot of the times it's going to be speaking to your wife, partner, to say, hey, I'm going to be dieting, I'm going to be prepping. If you've done it before, they know kind of roughly what it entails. But if you haven't done it before, tell her, like, look, this is what you're going to expect. Like, I am probably going to be low in energy at some point.
Yeah.
I am going to need to do a lot of activity, training, whatever. Are you okay with that?
My libido is going to drop.
Are you okay with that? I'm going to be very food focused, right? And is that okay? Or if you notice that I am being a bit of a dick, let me know.
Yeah, tell me.
Because then, that's okay, right?
Yeah,
Rather than, and then if you're in that position and you say it like that, then they're like, okay, cool. Well, if you're being a bit of dick, I can tell.
What happens if you have that conversation?
Right.
She turns around and says, "No, I'm not putting up with this."
Well, then that's you got to then think about it, right?
Of course.
Yeah, you got to then go, why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Or you
if she tells you all those things that she's like,
I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that.
Then you can then either assure her that that's not going to happen.
Communication is definitely so important.
It's massive.
From an outsider looking in,
it's massive.
But it's important to communicate with like whoever it is that you will live with, especially if you're living with someone.
And even if it's not even talking about prep, it's anything, right?
Yeah.
So you just gotta have a communication. Again, relationships are push and pull, right? Not even to say that I fucking have the best relationship in the world, right? But I think a lot of it comes from my wife being very understanding, and she lets me off a lot of the times, right? But it's also, if she's going to call me out or say things, then it's accepting that and changing as well, because of it. Oh shit, that's what we're talking about, not understanding and seeing it from somebody else's point of view. Well, she's said something to you, you're going to see it from their point of view. So then you can, oh shit, I didn't realize that was the case.
Yeah.
Rather than seeing it as a personal attack and being like, nah, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, screw you.
Yeah, that's it.
I won't eat that pizza.
Yeah.
Because I guess what I see from a lot of relationships and stuff in terms of bodybuilding, there's a lot of, in terms of sacrificing of like events and stuff. I think that would be something that would be quite difficult. You're talking, if you're going to, let's just say for argument's sake, you're doing a year-long prep, which does happen. There are people out there and doing that. You're talking about then, you're talking Christmas, an anniversary, two birthdays, family events, family birthdays, for a lot of things to navigate. It's a lot of things, isn't it, to try and...
Yeah, it's hard. Like, I think, then it comes down to, like,
how bad you want it.
We're not huge birthday people. Like, we don't go, oh, it's your birthday, we've got to get cake, we've got to do this.
Yeah.
That's not us. So it's never really been too much. Some people are. Some people have fucking birthday months. That's wild.
That's going to be me when I turn 30.
That's what I mean. It's wild. Like, I turned 30, I fucking didn't even realise.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't care too much about that. Maybe when you have kids, maybe you care but more for their birthday, right? But I think, that's the difference. Like, we don't, like, I don't wait until it's her birthday to buy her stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just randomly like, hey, this is useful. You want it? Let's get it.
Yeah.
But some people wait, like, there's more importance in those events. And that's when, you might need to change things, right? Like for me, I prioritize my wedding, right? Because that was important for us.
Yeah.
But now we don't go and go, oh, it's our wedding anniversary or whatever. We must do something, right? Maybe that's on us, but we celebrate things outside. Like we'll go for a nice meal, whatever, when we feel like it, not because it's a certain day. And I think, a lot of people are, I guess, kind of different in that way. And that may be more difficult to navigate, right? Because there's certain days
for sure
that you have to. Obviously, Christmas, I get like families that celebrate it, right? That's different. But that can be hard to navigate, and you have to figure out ways around it, I guess. Like if you're going to have a Christmas dinner or whatever, you're like, okay, well, I'm prepping between here. I need to make sure that how I'm going to make that kind of work to the best of without it interrupting too much.
I guess it's one of the real big tests that you could put on a relationship, isn't it?
Mm.
If you want to test if your relationship is legit or if it's going to last,
Yeah, go for a prep.
do a prep, man.
And is she the one? I need to prep.
Yeah, I need to prep.
with that.
But I guess as well, obviously we're talking from a male's perspective here. What do you think it would be like if your missus decided to
prep?
To prep, yeah. How do you think that would, like, being a guy in that? Because there obviously are bodybuilding couples and things like that are out there. But obviously where our partners don't kind of tend to lean towards that side of it, how do you think that would be? How do you think
the guy is not?
how do you think you would be if you were with someone?
So but I'm not into the gym, right?
No,
I'm not into the gym.
No, you're just.
It'll be wild, right? I think guys are just less understanding.
Yeah,
I definitely think so. I would just be like, oh, fuck this then.
Yeah.
I just think guys are just less understanding, right? Do you not?
I don't know. I guess
you think guys are the same? The guys would be like, yeah, I got.
Yeah, but I guess if you was with someone though, then that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Again, you're talking about being supportive and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, would you be embarrassed if you were out with your friends and your missus whacked out a bit of chicken and rice in the Tupperware?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
But then I guess the longer time that you've been with them, the more normal it becomes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's what, with my girlfriend, I think that's what she will understand. Because obviously she's known me for a long time.
Yeah.
And I prepped whilst we were working together.
So she's normalised that.
I think she just understands that this guy's going to take Tupperware with him.
Yeah, because I went to this, my wife wanted to go buy some like Korean makeup or something, right? And we went to this place where there was like a queue or something, and I hadn't had breakfast, and she was with two of her friends, right? And they don't train. And I was like, fuck, I'm starving, man. Like, I gotta go eat. And they were waiting in the queue. I came back and I was just eating this chicken breast, right? You know, like the cooked chicken breast.
Yeah.
I just had it. For me, it's normal. She's normal. And then
friends like, what the hell is he doing?
This guy, bro, why is he eating his chicken breast? Look at him, like kind of thing.
But she kicked me out the office once.
Yeah. Well, you eating those stinky beans or something?
No, I was just prepping. So I was done my morning cardio, whatever, fasted, had a shower, get to work about 8 o'clock, and obviously we're sharing an office at the time.
Okay. Is she a PE teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's assistant head, yeah.
But she's not PE teacher?
She teaches PE, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But she's assistant head.
I don't know why I saw her as teaching something else. Anyway.
So we were sharing an office, and then I had mincemeat and peppers for breakfast. Okay. I put it in the microwave. After about a minute, she told me, I said, you're not eating that in here. Get out. You're not eating that.
Were you seeing that at the time?
I was like, no. I was like, what? I said, what do you mean? I said, my breakfast. I said, you can't kick me out my own, we're sharing an office. She said, I'm telling you, you're not eating that in here. I had to sit outside in the corridor and eat it.
But you listened to her?
Come on, I'm not going to say no, am I?
Okay.
So, I think it just becomes, like, what the other thing, what do you think about, so obviously, when you're posting yourself on social media like you do, like, we both kind of do.
Yeah.
And then, like, your wife's friends see, like, your Instagram and stuff. They make any comment? How does that kind of go down?
I don't know. I don't really know on their point of view. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I don't think they really...
That's a topic of conversation. So I'll tell you why I'm asking.
Maybe I'm oblivious to it.
I'll tell you why I'm asking this question is because obviously I talk to some of her friends and things like that, and then they end up following your Instagram and then they don't like maybe realise like some of the pictures that maybe are on there, like sort of thing.
Yeah, because it is extreme, right? You're in your speedos or whatever.
Yeah, and then obviously like, you're basically in your pants.
Yeah, more than less than the pants,
exactly.
Right? You fucking see your butt cheek.
Yeah, exactly. And then like so they'll then like screenshot it and it's like, what the hell? Like didn't know it was like this like serious like sort of thing. And it only funny because it happened the other day, and then because I followed her friend on Instagram and she followed me back, and then it was like 4:30 in the morning, and she texted me like, what the hell? I didn't realise like it was to this like level. Yeah. You know, because some people just think that I say, oh yeah, like you obviously look like you train like sort of thing. Yeah,
I go to the gym. It's fucking serious business, mate.
No. Like, this is my life.
It's not a fucking joke.
Yeah, I'm a serious lifter. Yeah. I will outlift your husband, your uncle
at the same time.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm doing it in speedos.
Yeah, it's not a joke. Like, it's like actually no. Yeah,
I'm full chocolate face.
Yeah, I do this. Like, and then that is quite funny when like that message comes to her. Obviously, she's just like yeah, whatever, it's this thing, and it just does it. But I don't know, how would you feel if your like missus was posting herself in like
bikini or whatever.
bikini pics or whatever. And then your mate was going, fucking hell, I didn't know your missus was like doing all that sort of stuff.
I don't know. Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I hope she goes, yeah, he's pretty strong.
Yeah. I'll be like, yeah, she's fucking sick. Yeah, she's well fit.
She's in good shape, yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
That's mine.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess guys are different.
Yeah, I guess it's just different, isn't
We're just
it?
geared up differently.
Yeah, it's just-
Girls are like, yeah, it just does it.
Yeah.
It's just always like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's how I look at it. Like that does, whenever that comes up, that makes me laugh. Like, because I will tend to lean towards, so I've got my Instagram and I've got like a private one with like just close people on sort of thing. And I'll always tend to push towards that one. Then obviously when you follow that one, it will like, always pop up like, do you know? Like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
find that one and it's like, what the hell? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's quite. It's always interesting, isn't it? Basically, you're trying to explain bodybuilding to someone who has no idea what bodybuilding is.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
And the person trying to explain it in that moment doesn't really know it
Yeah, it's
as
like,
much
well, so
as well.
he stands on stage naked, chocolate faced, and he gets judged by another 5 guys.
In a thong.
Yeah, and they say
Is
whether
he
he's
wearing your thong?
and they say whether he's muscular enough or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
No, but if you're someone, if your partner doesn't like, if your partner just goes to the gym just for going to the gym or whatever, but like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
so-and-so goes to the gym as well.
yeah.
And it's like,
No, it's not the same.
yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, he
It's not the
goes
same.
to.
Yeah.
He is the gym. His name is Jim with him. It's part of his name.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I always find that part of being like having a relationship is always interesting. I
tell
like
you-
trying to explain it to like their pet, like their mum or something. It's
My
'cause
mom's funny, man. When she says to her friends, like, oh yeah, he did a competition, you know, like, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then obviously she sent them the pictures, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, they're like, whoa, and then when they see you in person, they're like, he doesn't look like that. It's like, yeah, I don't know what you were expecting,
Yeah.
because obviously in your pictures you look fucking massive
Yeah,
because
of course,
you're like naked, right?
Do you use Photoshop?
Yeah, and then like, oh, he doesn't look like that. I'm like, I can take my pants off now and show
Yeah,
you that I look
literally,
like that. But I don't always look.
That
oily.
is always a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or like she'll like follow, like her mum will like follow me on Instagram, and then she'll see me like, why are you posting that? I've seen too much. I don't want to see that on my Instagram.
Oh, is it that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, well, you don't have to look at it then.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, what about I guess the whole. I guess that it comes down to that the jealousy, the trust as well. Like, do you think?
That's massively. Yeah.
Do you think that's would you? Yeah, if your missus was to do that, would you feel insecure?
I don't think I would.
You don't think so? It's hard, isn't it, to say?
It's hard to say when it hasn't happened, but like at the same time, I'm always of the mindset of if someone's going to do something wrong in a relationship, they're going to do it. They can do it any time. What you meant to be just be paranoid 24/7 when they're going to work, when they're going to Tesco, when they're getting petrol, like when they're going.
But I guess you're
anywhere.
in that. You might, let's say if you're like pro or whatever, you're in that environment where there's loads of people. Like I'm sure the pros, like there's tons of other female fitness people that are like, whoa, you know, it looks really good. They're attracted to that thing, right?
But then but like you said, but that can happen anywhere. You can get that. Well, you can go if you go out on a night out. That can happen. So you just meant to live in fear 24/7, never leave your side. Like, what kind of life is that?
For sure. Yeah. You think, because we were talking about having the emotional, the support, right? Do you think that's important to be successful, like in that endeavor?
I don't know. I think if you look at the top bodybuilders,
Is there anybody that doesn't?
I don't know because it's hard because a lot of them put themselves out there. So like you can see like Chris Bumstead with
His
missus
missus competed.
Yeah, his
as
missus
well,
won Miss
Pro,
Olympia, the
right?
first one, bikini. Then you look at like Phil Heath, obviously had his missus.
Did his missus compete, Phil Heath?
I don't know. But you look at someone like Jay Cutler, I don't know if he had anyone, but it was never publicised, if you like. It's hard to like try and find.
Jay Cutler. I didn't hear
Yeah, it's
about
hard.
Jay Cutler's
Yeah, it's
wife or
hard.
anything like
Even now though, anything Jay Cutler does, it's just Jay Cutler.
that. It is, isn't it? You don't hear about his family or nothing like that, right?
Whereas like Ronnie Coleman had like bare kids.
Yeah.
Don't know.
It's interesting.
Obviously, Arnold was out here doing bits.
Yeah.
Like who's the other one? Who's the men's physique? Ryan Terry's obviously got his missus.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just
But then they're different because they're elite.
Yeah.
They're making money.
Yeah.
It's their job.
Yeah. I think that's where.
What about these amateurs like scums like us?
Yeah.
You know, we
I'm
ain't
struggling
making
to place.
Yeah. What? So you telling me
I'm
you've
saying
done all that
please, babe.
dieting and you're just fucking?
Yeah. What
You didn't even get a medal.
What? Yeah. You didn't even make first call out, and you spent all that time dieting. What a waste of time that was. Oh, sorry, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess
That's a hard argument.
I think that's where it switches, isn't it? If it's your job, if that's your job is to compete and stuff,
Of course, mate. Phil,
you know what?
Phil is making $250,000.
Yeah, do you know what, Phil? Do what you got to do. If I'm Phil's partner, say, Phil, knock yourself out, buddy. I'll be here.
Yeah.
I'll be here waiting for you.
That's what I'm saying. I'll just drive your Ferrari whilst you're competing.
Yeah, I guess that's the
Yeah,
same.
I'll inject for you.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's different when you're making peas doing it, right?
Yeah, I think
you're
that's the same.
amateur.
I think it's a lot easier for if that's your job and it's your profession and you're making money. It's a lot easier for someone to understand the sacrifice of time. And
if I was
like
making that kind of money, my wife would be like, "You better fucking make sure you're dieting, man."
Yeah.
She'll be taking food away from me.
100%. You're not eating that.
You're
too fat.
binging.
Yeah, you're too fat.
Yeah.
Slap.
What do you mean you're sitting here? Go do cardio.
Yeah, go do some steps.
Yeah.
Take baby for a walk.
Yeah. Oh, I should be supportive, man.
Yeah,
Shit, make that money, bro.
Yeah, I think that's where it kind of flips, doesn't it?
Yeah,
in the relationship.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think there's like a long-term compatibility kind of thing? So let's say if you're really into it and your missus hates it, like not into it, they're not supportive or they don't, you have to compromise that. Do you think is that a relationship going to work?
I don't know. I feel like if you have to give up something that you really enjoy doing for your partner, then I don't think.
Yeah, it goes for anything, isn't it?
Yeah, I think anything, whether that be like going to play bingo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whoa, what was that?
Don't know.
Whatever it is, if your partner turns around to you and says, "I don't want you doing this,"
yeah,
then it's a bit like, nah, you're mad.
I get it if it's like a proper thing, like if it's gambling or something, like an addiction.
Or yeah, or
but is fitness an addiction?
Yeah, it was.
Ooh.
If you have a podcast,
there you go.
Or if it's like, every time you go out, you cheat on me, so I don't want you going out anymore.
That's different, right?
Well, I think that's a fair comment.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think, but then it'll be like, okay, well, then what? I can meet you maybe halfway. Maybe I won't train every day. Might train 5 times a week.
I'm not going to train 14 times a week.
Yeah, I'm not going to train 14 times
7.
a week. 19-year-old me would never get a girlfriend.
Never.
Didn't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What about those, did you train before to get girls?
Is that not why 90% of males start training?
I think that's why I started training
100%
as well. There was part of it. It was, I wanted to look better in clothes because I wanted to get girls.
Yeah, of course. But I think that's why, I think anyone that doesn't start fitness until they're like maybe 25, maybe has a different reason.
Maybe.
But when you're
maybe they're like, I've tried this journey without, I've not got any girls. Now I need to change.
It doesn't work. Yeah, no, 100%. I think, but that is the biggest, it's got to be one of the biggest reasons why, isn't it?
It has to be, isn't it? And then you just fall in love with it and you realise,
then you're like,
fuck girls.
Actually, I don't
care. Guys.
I don't care what girls think about me anymore. I want the big guy to compliment me.
Yeah.
I want him to take me out.
Yeah.
But that's what ends up happening though, isn't it? You start it because you want to attract the opposite sex or whatever sex you're attracted to, and then you end up just. But that's why I always say, "What's your first love?" The gym, innit?
It is, isn't it?
It is. So it's the first thing that you like. Well, I don't know. Like maybe like you had something beforehand, but that thing, if you're in that kind of environment, like we are.
I always find it interesting when people pick up the gym after they've got with their girlfriend. So let's say they've been together since like high school, maybe.
Maybe then you're worried about losing them.
Maybe. I think those are the ones that end up sometimes breaking up because you as a person change, right? But then they're like, oh, this is not normal. This is not, they're not used to that, right?
Well, that's why I think if you lay out like obviously when you meet someone, if you lay out and say, listen, I really like you, but I also really like this. And this is what I do. I enjoy doing it. Like, I don't want to give it up.
I just like the gym a bit more.
Yeah, but I reckon there's some people that do.
Yeah.
Dude, if it came down to it, pick, not life or death, but like,
pick one.
Take your missus out for something to eat or go hit a fucking sick chess session with the boys. Go and train
What are you
chess.
making?
Dinner.
Yeah.
Chess.
Yeah, if my wife's listening, then definitely it's going to be dinner with the boys.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I think if you just lay out what it is that you want to, what it is beforehand. So like you said, if it's something that's a part of your life already, then you want that person to be a part of it, part of your life. And this is what my life is. So like for me, for example, it was always like, I train.
Yeah.
Something that I do.
Yeah.
Like I want you to be a part of it. Hopefully you can be and you accept it. And then we kind of navigate it together. It's the same with like even like playing golf. It's like, that's what I do. I go and play once a week or whatever. Yes, that might, you know, I'm not saying I'm going to do that all the time because obviously now there's a baby and things and there will be like sacrifice of something, but I'd sacrifice everything else first before the gym.
Would you sacrifice now for the baby?
What?
Is it different? Like, let's say if the baby needs like extra help or whatever, are you going to go baby or are you going to go gym?
No, I'll go baby and then I'll go gym afterwards.
Okay, fair.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a bit, because I think it is important. Me personally, I think it's important to be like true to yourself.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? Yeah, you're saying, oh, okay, obviously I'm always going to pick my son.
Yeah, yeah.
But once I've done what I need to do with my son,
Yeah.
I'm going to go train.
Yeah.
Because that's
And then later, I'm going to train with my son.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier.
Yeah, it's going to be even better.
What if he hates it? What if he's like, fuck this training?
No,
shit?
that's fine because it's up to him, innit? It's like whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
It's like.
But then he wants to spend the whole day with you fucking building Legos, bro.
Lego?
Yeah.
No, fuck that, man.
No.
I haven't got patience for Lego.
No?
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that's a part of you. So I can't stand people in relationships where it's like you don't want to do the thing that you're doing.
Mm.
So like you're sitting there doing something that you don't want to do and you're sitting there just miserable and angry.
Have you never done that for your wife though, or your missus? Like to be like, I'm going to do something that I'm not really that interested in, but because you like it, I'm going to...
No, I've done it, but then if that's, say like, for example, if we're planning to go away or whatever, she'll say to me, is that okay? Where will you train? Or when?
Okay.
If I then say like, for example, like when we go on holiday, she did say like, where are you going to train?
Yeah.
And I just said, I'm not going to train. Because I don't train when I go on holiday.
Yeah, neither do I.
Because I can't be asked.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Or like if we go away for the weekend, again, she'll say, oh yeah, we can go here. It's got a gym, etc. And I might decide in the moment, gym shit, I can't be asked. Just want to train. Or I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll go train in the morning.
Yeah.
Or like when we go to her mum's, for example, for like whatever time, be like, okay, well, I'm going to train in the morning, then we'll go afterwards. Like you just have to.
Yeah, you got to think about things. You it's your planning ahead of time, right?
Yeah, you have to be.
And then you can say, okay, we're going to do this, but is it okay if I train afterwards or whatever? Or
I don't
can I train beforehand? Or
yeah,
whatever?
I don't want to go. I don't want to then be like stuck where it's like,
see ya.
yeah, no, but like if you go and do it, like say like Saturdays is always a tricky one. If we're doing something, it's like, okay, when are you going to train? I don't want to miss training because we're doing something. Yeah. I'm not saying that I don't want to do the thing that we're doing, but whatever we're doing, I will enjoy less if I know that like I can't train.
Yeah.
For example.
But then in those instances, you're probably going to be like, okay, I know I need to do this. So I'm just going to wake up earlier to go train.
Yeah, of course. But like there will be, if there's a time like saying like my son's sick or something, then maybe you can't train and you accept that because obviously that's life,
it's
isn't
temporary,
it?
Yeah.
Or like when he's born on a Monday, so I miss back day.
Yeah.
Tuesday I don't
He
train.
was born on back day?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Deadlifts. Wednesday, I didn't train Wednesday, so it was chest day.
Yeah.
But she even said to me when we got home, she was like, are you going to go Friday and Sunday when I don't normally train to make up the days that I missed?
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I said, like, we was in hospital, like, for my son. Like, this is what it is, isn't it?
That's it. What about those ones where it's like a little bit of a bad influence? You know, like when you get two people, like you're both actually on it. And so you got like relationship and bodybuilding, right? So two people competing. Always think, what if this person's competing and then they get coached by the same person, right? And then one person gets refeed, but the other one doesn't. Ooh, what do you do then? How's that?
I think it depends how deep you are in like being competitive. I bet there are people that do have the same coach and they're like, oh, you've given her a refeed, can I have one as well? So then...
Well, you haven't been dieting. You haven't lost enough fat.
Yeah, you haven't lost enough fat, yeah. No, but I think like, if you're a serious bodybuilding couple, like that doesn't even enter the...
But it must make things a bit harder, right? In that scenario.
I guess you'd be jealous, but then the woman's always going to be on lower food than the guy, right?
Yeah.
So then is she always looking at thinking...
She's going to base it upon her hunger and her fullness, right? She's feeling full. She's cool.
Yeah.
If you're both suffering, that's good. But then if one's full and one's not, that's
I don't know. I just for me, it's not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, every time I've prepped, whoever I've been,
it's not ending
just end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Literally, like Sunday night.
Is it always been gym girls or is it like non-gym girls?
No, never really.
Never really.
Because it's my it's my thing. Like that's my.
Yeah. I don't know, I've been with my wife for ages. So
yeah. But it's always been just this is like my thing that I do.
Yeah.
Like you can do what you do, whatever your hobby is. I'm not going to come in like imagine like if your wife had a hobby like I don't know, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden like you were always there like turning up, she might get annoyed. Not annoyed, but might just be like, oh fuck's sake, him's coming with me again tonight.
Yeah.
God, I thought I could just leave him at home with the baby. He's turning up with the baby.
Nah, it's not happening, man. You're glued to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. For me, I think communication is key if you're going to do it, but really think about whether it's going to, because I think there is a part of it that could actually enhance the relationship, almost bring you like sort of closer together.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think it's all, I think we touched on a lot of the bad things that can happen with it, but when you're going through something that's like as emotional as a prep is, you know, you might then see a different side to that, your partner or whoever.
Definitely.
That shows you actually.
My wife, crazy supportive with that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But then that's nice though, isn't it? Because it's just like, actually, do you know what? No matter what happens, this person is going to be by my side. Yeah. No matter how I feel, no matter how like, maybe you did snap her earlier and you treated her bad or whatever, but she's still there supporting you, like sort of thing. You're like, actually, you know, there's more to it than just this prep, isn't it?
We had, so I went to hospital, right, in America. And I didn't have insurance, right? So I fucking got the insurance bill and I thought they didn't have decimals in the thing, right?
Oh.
So I thought it was fucking like 300k and it was like $3,000, right? I thought it was 300k and I was like, fuck, how am I gonna pay this back?
What did she say? I've got savings.
No, she was just like, fuck, I'm thinking about different things. And I was just like, fucking hell, man, this woman still like, wants to be with me, even though I'm in 300k debt. Yeah, she's like, nice. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to sell the flat, whatever. Yeah. I was like, oh, this girl, you know, like.
Why did you need? What was that for?
I went to hospital. I had an anaphylactic shock.
Why the hell did you not have insurance?
Man, I bought insurance, travel insurance.
Yeah.
But it said excluding America.
Oh.
I was going to. Why the hell would I buy that? I wouldn't buy that because I'm going to fucking America. But I think it was just like, you know, when you click on a few options and it changed and,
that's funny.
You know, I don't know, mistakes happen.
Oh, that's nice though.
It's different, right?
But that's what I mean. But with my girlfriend or whatever, when she always says like, when are you going to train? Is that okay? Like, especially at the minute where she can't drive because she had the cesarean.
Yeah.
Like next
small things that you take for granted.
Yeah,
right?
but like things like she's like wants to obviously go and see people and do whatever. And I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to drive you. She's like, yeah, but we'll do it after you've done.
Yeah.
Like kind of what you want, like what you need to do.
Yeah.
Or like we'll do it at this time. And then you can still get back. She knows the gym shuts at a certain time or whatever. So chopping it up, you know?
That's what I mean, man. It's, small things that you take for granted. Sometimes, your partners, they...
But even like things like prepping your food and stuff for you though. Like how much time does that save you?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Most of the time I prep my own food, but I wouldn't like...
No, but like, so like for me, like I come home from the gym or whatever, dinner's on the table, meals are made for the next day. Like she's also had a full day of work as well. Like it's not like she just sat at home doing nothing. But like those little things, just like easy, innit? It just makes everything so much easier.
That's good. Yeah.
They're out there, guys. You just gotta find them.
Yeah, that's it. Do you think it's better that she doesn't compete and prep?
For me, it is.
Yeah, you think so? For me, I think it's quite nice. It gives me, and I say that even with my friends as well. I like that they're not part of the gym culture.
Yeah.
Because it brings you back to reality. When you're fucking in this fitness bubble, it's like, it's the only thing that fucking matters. But when you actually zoom out, you're like, there's so much.
That's why I like having, obviously, still working. Because then it is literally
people
like...
just get engulfed in this whole fitness industry.
But when I was at like university and stuff and had more time and stuff, then it was just everything I consumed, content-wise, like everything that I watched, that I read, that I lived was all about fitness.
But I look at so much stuff outside of fitness now. I don't fitness is not.
That's what I mean. But fitness now for me is just I just train.
Yeah, it's a side, and then I stay away from. Obviously, we're creating the podcast, but I don't really listen to that much. Maybe I hear the small bits and bobs, but
I think that happens though when you do again go back. Like when I go back onto prep, or whenever that is,
Yeah, it'll come back in.
You become again consumed by it because it's all you're kind of thinking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the fact that, you know, there's a separation and it brings you back and it makes you, actually helps me to train clients because my friends, my wife, they don't train. So they think like a normal person.
Yeah.
This is how your clients are going to think like.
Yeah, so you can run things by them as well and say like,
yeah. Oh, so, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, so what questions do you have? Like, what were you thinking about? Fucking helps me make content, man.
Yeah.
Helps me understand a real person and not just somebody that is engulfed in fit. Because you lose that, you don't have that separation anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
Makes it
difference. Difficult.
Yeah. So I quite like it as well. Yeah. And then in terms of the date night, you know, we were talking, I forgot to mention, but I had a client that they'd always go to the same place. So they'd take the girl to the same restaurant, same place, different people every time. But then it's part of their diet.
Yeah.
I eat this meal here. Game changer.
Is it a date then?
It is a date because you're taking, that lady doesn't know that you've taken the other women there as well. But the waiter does.
Yeah, the waiter, of course he does.
But then it's a good way to kind of manage your nutrition, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So I use that now for people. Okay. So yeah, I hope you found our discussion interesting. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a review on iTunes and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And you can find me on Instagram at Gym With Him, and my co-host is at Archie with 2 E's, or at Archie13 with 2 E's. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all in the next one. Agony out, aren't out.